Sunday night, May the 15th, live once again.
It's Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Michael.
Yeah.
You're not a mother, neither am I, but to all the lovely mommies out there.
We got a mom.
Hey, we do, and happy Mother's Day to our mother and to yours. I hope you had a wonderful day with your mommies, and it's good to be back once again. Michael, what's going on? How was your week? What's happening?
Busy week. Been playing catch up all week, but it's good to have this nice, relaxing show to come to at the end of my week.
We apologize for the later start tonight, guys, but life happens. It is Mother's Day,
It's my fault. I'm not going to lie to you.
Lots of running around today. Real quick, where can everyone check us out?
Everybody, check us out at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, or check me out at Mike the Slant Pig, or don't forget to check our sister show out, The Reset Button. We're all here under the Hibiki TMD umbrella.
Episode 20 coming up on the Reset Button, and just hit 400 subscribers yesterday, Michael. We did it. Thank you guys so much for your support on Twitter, Facebook. We're getting there, guys, and we can't do it without all your support. And, Michael, even bigger news. We're up for a nomination, if you haven't heard.
I have heard. I believe I have a video that people have probably seen.
From me, you, Tan, and everyone here at Hibiki TMD, big thank you to our friend, our good buddy from across the seas, which is a big theme today, in jolly old England, Octavia's Kitten. She nominated all of us. We're up against 4 other people, so get over there, guys. The link.
She kind of put her nose down towards me, if you think about it. He does some wrestling stuff. I don't really care for it.
It's what we do isn't for everybody. We're a weird hybrid. Like, we like to dabble in everything. But, anyway, thank you so much for nominating. It means the world just to be even nominated.
Yes, it is a big honor.
I put the link out, Twitter, Facebook. You guys can find the video. To vote for us, simply type in Hibiki in the comments down below.
What are they voting for? YouTuber of the month.
YouTuber of the month. So we've been nominated. Get over there. Get your behinds over for the month of June before the June hits. So thank you guys so much.
If you have not hit that vote button hard. Hit it fucking hard. We need it. We want it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the victory speech.
Michael, not a huge week of just in general for wrestling television. WWE, as we all know, hence the logo, they went overseas this week to England. They just wrapped up an overseas tour. Today was the last day, I think.
It's kind of lazy. They didn't have their LED like on half of the ring. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It was just apron.
I did.
So it's kind of lazy for them.
But smart business-wise, because it costs probably more to haul that kind of stuff over there. And they don't want to take a liability. Like, I'm sure it's not cheap. And what if it breaks? Because, airports and how that shit goes.
Vince doesn't have any fucking money.
Yeah. Speaking of money, a lot of rumors of a guy upgrading his game. Indie darling for years now, Adam Cole has officially wrapped up with Ring of Honor over the weekend. Big ROH War of the World show last night. Bullet Club involved. There's a new member of the Bullet Club, Marty Squirrel.
We have one of our regular special guests on the show in the chat right now. Want to mention that? I just responded to him. He's telling me Happy Mother's Day. I don't know if he's being a fucking smart ass or not. Probably is.
Who would that be? I don't have the chat.
Logan Mears in the chat right now.
Speaking of Logan, Michael just wrapped up recording episode 1 of the brand new Slam Pigs Cruise Control. We can officially announce the name of it. Look for episode 1 tomorrow, actually dropping our new 205 live show with me and Logan.
Sure, he knows a lot about being a fucking cruiserweight.
Will you be serious?
I'm sorry.
Comes to the chat and everything to support the show.
Sorry.
Come on.
I couldn't help it.
Christ.
I'm sorry.
Apologize.
I said it 3 times. I'm not doing it again.
But Michael, Adam Cole, what can we say? Like you said, Marty Squirrel and the Young Bucks. I got to be honest. I've seen tidbits of Marty Squirrel. I'm going to call him Marty Squirrel. That's better. Not a lot. Not a lot of in-ring. Practically none I've seen from him. I've only seen like 8x10s and like promos and shit. He looks like he'd be like Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish. Like, I'm sure he's really good in the ring. Of course, umbrellas everywhere.
Jack Gallagher wannabe.
He's like the British Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, except he looks like Andrade Almas.
Yeah, he really does. It's like his twin. But Michael, Adam Cole now expected, kicked out of the Bullet Club with, Kenny Omega appearing at the show.
Bigger and better things, possibly?
I don't know for sure. I'll listen to a lot of Tuna Meltzer on his radio over the weekend, saying that it's pretty much a lock. Like, it really comes down to him signing with New Japan or NXT.
And those are the only 2 options when you leave a company like Ring of Honor. It's kind of easy to narrow it down to the point where, well, obviously he's either going to Japan or he's going to WWE. So
Well, he's wrapping up his final PWG show too. His farewell
okay,
match is being booked also. But yeah, there's I mean, who's going to Impact willingly?
well
That's
that
like a last grasp. Like
that
to get your name out there, I get it.
brings up a good question. How would you think Adam Cole would fit on NXT, Travis?
I think NXT desperately needs talent right now. Let's be real, especially with the loss of guys like Joe
This time of
Nakamura.
year, usually NXT is a little scarce because a
About
lot of call ups.
yeah,
So I agree. I think he would definitely be a great asset to the show. I could see him feuding with a lot of guys on that show. Definitely, I would put him in title contention in the
well,
future.
well, that's kind of a shortcut to what I was going to ask you. Do you think he's coming to NXT?
I I can't be sure. If I was him, I would go there.
Are you an Adam Cole fan? Like, I don't think
I,
we've ever really talked about Adam Cole.
I've seen little tidbits of him. I haven't got to watch him wrestle a lot, but from what I've seen, I do like his style. He's a technical guy. He's not the biggest guy in the world,
Mm-mm.
but I like his style, and I think his gimmick is good. I don't think it's great. It could use some work. Um, I'm interested to see if he does come to WWE. I'm interested to see what they do with him.
As a heel or a babyface, you mean when they bring him?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with him. It's
I don't know. I think his theme in Ring of Honor was if they let him still be Adam Cole and uses "I'm Adam Cole, baby." I think it's good. I
yeah,
like the way they use it in his music. But I'm a big Adam
Heath
Cole fan.
Slater
I
version
think,
two.
and obviously, do you remember when he was like mentored by Carino in ROH for a while? Like that was his manager,
Yeah,
kind of. He reminds me so much of Steve Carino, and I don't think it was a coincidence they paired those two up. Think
yeah,
about it. I mean, body wise, look
yeah.
wise, and ring wise, pretty much Steve Carino. And I was a big Steve Carino fan.
We know that.
And I think, like we said off air, or my tip 2 cents on Adam Cole was like, I appreciate that he's a smaller guy, but you rarely see him go to the top rope. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Yeah,
think that in a way is going to help him stand out. At least it does for me. And I think that's what helps Bobby Roode stand out right now too. Like, he doesn't need to be a dot 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 dive. We'll get to dive later, trust me. He doesn't need to be one of those guys. But yeah, I'm excited.
I
I'm
wish a couple
really
people would take a fucking dive.
gender.
Yeah,
I'm really excited though about Adam. I haven't been. I mean, I've been really excited about Drew McIntyre also because he's just money now, like completely reinvented himself. But I'm also just as excited for
looks
Adam
like
Cole.
$1,000,000 too. I will say that. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's just because he's on NXT and there's a lot of small guys, but he looks like a fucking $1,000,000.
I gotta say, like, and he's legit one of my favorite guys in wrestling right now.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
Drew
think he ever
McIntyre.
really got a fair shake in WWE.
I mean,
I don't
even
think they used him correctly.
the last couple years in Impact, he's definitely been one of the best parts of Impact. For fuck's
Hmm.
sake, when he was on there, when I would actually catch Impact, it was for either a Hardy or a Drew Galloway segment. It's weird now that we have to go back to calling him McIntyre and get used to that too. Like we had to get used to
Lo-
Galloway first, and
Logan, by the way, I'm live in the chat right now doing double duty. Here, Logan says, from what he's heard, he wants to go to NXT, and Logan thinks he would be great in NXT.
yeah, I don't think if we find someone out there who doesn't think he's in NXT, it's pretty going to be a far stretch because how could you? I don't know. I think he could fit in anywhere. He could do the New Japan style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gifted enough promo wise, I think, to keep up on a main roster show if given the right stuff to work with.
Another good question: if he goes to NXT, do you think he would get called up to the main roster eventually?
I think he'd pay his dues down there about probably like Finn did, maybe a year and a half. They would definitely test him
Samoa Joe
because
territory.
yes, especially because you can tell he's not going to be a Vince guy just on body wise.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
neither is Samoa Joe. But
Yeah.
I will say what they've done with Samoa Joe since he's been up to the main roster, I was a little skeptic about it. But now I'm kind of getting to see him more. He's finally in a rivalry that's actually on television, and I like what they're doing with him.
The
They're making him. He's not winning all the time,
yeah.
but they're still keeping him strong.
The only thing that kind of scares me with Joe right now is how quick he's gotten. Like he's in no reaction territory when he comes out. I don't know if that's good because he's a heel. I don't know what that
He
means.
doesn't get much time on a microphone.
I mean, I know it's not his fault. That's not what I'm
Yeah,
saying at all. I don't know, man.
he's not one of those talker heels anyway.
I
He's
think I,
always going to be one of those badass heels that doesn't talk a lot, which
yeah.
a lot of times
Well, that's how it should be.
a lot of times doesn't translate to great fan reaction.
I think the reason I worry about it is because I always look at it through the eyes now, especially at 33 years old, is like, how is Vince looking at Samoa Joe? So I worry and like, oh, Vince isn't going to like this. Well, he's getting no reaction, damn it. What's the big goddamn deal? Type thing. But Michael, what else has been going on? Like we said, dot, 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 dive.
Evidently, from what I've been hearing, there's a little Twitter battle going on between a certain WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
And do we have to say Rip Rogers is a legend? I mean, yeah, okay.
Does it count if
He's a
just
legend.
because you're really old, you're a legend?
I guess because like miles on the road, he's reached.
I mean,
legends.
Barry Horowitz is a legend.
He's been getting it for a while. Like Rip Rogers is a.
Who's higher prestige, Barry Horowitz, Rip Rogers?
Rip Rogers or Barry Horowitz by far, because Barry Horowitz had
actually won a match.
Well, that and he had a program on WWF television, like an actual angle, which is like Rip Rogers was always a job guy. Anyway, Rip Rogers is now a well-known, he's kind of like Jimmy Valiant. He's like a level D Jimmy Valiant with his own wrestling school, and he trains a bunch of young guys. Put out a controversial statement on Facebook a while ago. It's pretty much, the quote is, every indie from Rip Rogers himself. Every indie match now, handshake, drawn out move exchange. This is awesome chant. Strike exchange, dive, no sell, indie strong style, dive. More strikes, no sells, dive. Flippy floppy sequence, dive. Hit everyone with each other's finisher, then Humpty Dumpty we fall down, dive. Fight forever chant, rinse and repeat, dive until dive. And I'm quoting exactly. Until every move is useless and means nothing, dive. Take unsafe shot that looks like shit hurts like hell, then roll them up for the finish. Handshake, big hug after the match, everyone's hands raised, all these guys chant, dive. Go home and type on social media thanking your opponents and company, breaking kayfabe for the match, and telling others they should book these guys. ... Dive. Now, that was the controversial statement from Rogers Camp themselves. Orton was under fire for simply just retweeting it and quoting ... dive. Now, of course, the IWC, the Smart Marks, took that as a slap in the face to the indie darlings. And a lot of indie guys, TJ Perkins has come out. Will Ospreay, the flippity doodah guy, has come out. And, it's Randy Orton with the Twitter is never a good recipe. Let's be real. How many fucking times has this happened with Orton?
I love Randy Orton. I love his personality.
You would. You totally would be the guy to love Randy Orton.
You know what? He says what he thinks, and he's not afraid to go back and forth with people about it.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who can. I mean, 10-time champion plus. What is he? 12-time champion now?
13.
13-time champion.
And he even put that out too. Like he made another tweet, just downing indie wrestling and pretty much putting them down. Saying
Logan Myers just put on the chat ... slam pigs.
Nice. So it was more than just Orton hinting at that. After all the backlash that simple retweet calls, Orton came out today finally and broke his silence on it, pretty much putting down everyone in his dickhead fashion that's on the indie scene, saying how he's over there, meanwhile, while he's on the SmackDown brand, helping them make $5 million, you guys are in a bingo hall with 128 people. Typical Kevin Nash, vanilla midget type talk, you know what I mean? Being Randy Orton. It's just...
I like it.
I'm going to go make some popcorn because it's nothing but pure entertainment for guys like us, and it gives us just fucking content. So thank you, Randy Orton, for being a dick.
They both have valid points. I mean, do you really don't think that
I see both sides?
You don't think Rip Rogers has a point here?
Look, feel free to come at both of us, and I'm pretty sure I know you well enough to say I speak for both of us. We're in the Rip Rogers camp philosophy on this. Yeah. Guys fucking dive way too goddamn much. There's a problem when a guy like Luke Harper, when a guy like that dives, a bigger guy, that should be a special moment doing it to no reaction because you get dives in every match. I know you weren't a big ECW guy, but I know you do remember like Mike Awesome and the size he was. And back then when he did dives, people popped. They lost their shit because you didn't see it. Now,
as a smaller guy, it's almost like you're expected to do that stuff. And with
it's like learning a hammer lock. And it's in the standard fucking DNA.
This has turned into a vertical suplex, and that's a shame because I don't think you should have to do all these dives and flippity doodah moves. Call me old school, but I like in-ring technical wrestling. It might be boring to some.
Not even that. You can have the dives. We just like it. You
don't have to do it every fucking match.
I feel like such a broken record. There's got to be some sort of streak. I got to go back someday. How many times I said this quote? We just want our wrestling to make fucking sense.
Yes.
And I don't mean to sound like Jim Cornette, but he's so right, and that's all you can really ask for.
Why is it every time somebody goes to the outside, it's like, well, they're going to dive out, and then 5 seconds later, there's a fucking dive. Every Seth Rollins match has at least 2 of them.
On 3.
And I like Seth Rollins.
On 3. Worst dive in wrestling right now.
Ooh,
1.
That's a toughie for me. I can't go.
Let's see what we come up with at the same time. It'll be interesting. 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose. You didn't say anything. Were you going to say Dean Ambrose?
Because I had 2 people in mind. Dean Ambrose is one of them. And the other one for me is Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it often, but when he does it, it looks shitty.
Can we address the cannonball? Have we ever addressed the cannonball?
Ugh.
I loved it at first.
Looks like something I could do, and I would probably make it look better.
I loved it at first. Did you like it a lot at first?
It was okay.
But now it looks like it's slowed down a lot. Like some of the steam is off of it or something.
He's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
He's getting a little chunky. And he was already a little chunky to begin with. But I'm pretty sure him and I are about the same size. And I am not what you would call a physical specimen.
Yeah.
So
to wrap up the Orton thing, guys, I don't know why people are like, they come out so shocked when Randy Orton does something like this. For one, you guys are being worked. It's a fucking work. It's always, if it's a wrestler, 40% to 50% of that tweet is a work, in my opinion. It always is. Even the Cornette Russo shit, I don't care what you say, most of that shit's a work because it garners attention.
Well, Randy Orton's a dick to begin with.
And who doesn't know? And like, you can even not know that and be a casual fan and watch TV for 3 seconds. Even watching a match with Orton for the first time is him as a babyface. And you can be like, he's probably a dick in real life.
Yeah.
He just comes off as that. Like, totally. I can't think of any guy besides Rick Rude who just screams, I'm a dick in real life.
He would never.
You know what I mean?
Randy Orton has never had the look of a babyface. He doesn't look like a babyface.
Not at all. I mean, very, very, very young Orton did.
Yeah, maybe when he was first came on.
But
the
even
scene.
That was like cocky, fucking college sorority guy.
He
type
doesn't look
thing.
like somebody you want to cheer for.
Yeah.
To be honest, he's well built. He's a fucking good looking dude.
Yeah.
And he's got a bunch of tattoos and stuff. And he's one of those guys like, motherfucker, I hate that guy. Well, why do you hate him? He's good. And he looks good. And he's fucking there. I'm sure he's never had any problems in his whole fucking life.
All the same exact reasons that people in the 80s hated Ric Flair for.
Yeah.
Which made Ric Flair one of the greatest heels.
Or Rick Rude.
And I know you're not an Orton fan, especially in the last couple of years. As lackluster and as piss dry as his feud's been with Bray Wyatt, any match besides him getting the shit beat out of him by Lesnar, that was entertaining because it was what it was. It was a squash, but you got to admit he is one of the best heels probably without having to say a word. You know what I mean? On a Rick Rude
he's still
type
being
level.
pushed as a babyface.
You know what I mean?
Why do they keep? I think he's like, other than the Big Show, he has the most heel turn, babyface turns in history.
Kane. It's like Kane, Big Show, maybe then Orton, I think.
Triple H.
Yeah, he's up there.
So it's. You remember the Triple H Randy Orton rivalry, the last one? Well, one of the last ones where
WrestleMania 25
when he was doing the punts and he punted fucking Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, 2009, 20. Yeah,
that was awesome.
But that was also the only time, because you remember you were at my house at the time during a live WrestleMania where I ever fell asleep during the main event. Even in the last couple of years, they've been 7 hours. This is WrestleMania 25.
I'm not talking about the match at WrestleMania. I'm talking about the rivalry.
Yeah,
I thought that was great because it was so well told. Like, do you remember when he punted Stephanie?
Yeah.
And Triple H came out while she was getting put on the stretcher. Remember the look on Triple H's face, like he was gonna fucking explode.
I also remember they kind of jumped the shark there and ruined it. Remember he went to his house, and then they made it hokey.
Well, they tried to do the fucking Steve Austin Pillman thing over again without the gun.
I don't think they can ever do anything like that again. There's no way they could do something like that again and make it special. It would have to be to the complete extreme. But anyway, before we get into Raw in jolly old England this week, Michael, and SmackDown. Let's. Did you catch Bring It to the Table this week? Another new episode. We haven't talked about this show. What have you thought about?
I've watched every episode. I love that show.
I think it's
good to get opinions from actual people that are under contract on WWE on things where we're upset about. Basically, things that we talk about on this show, they address on their show.
I got blocked this week by someone I didn't even really know on Twitter. Like, I just poked my head in. I wasn't being a dick. But they were talking about Bringing to the Table and how JBL's a dick. And I was like, guys, I hate to be that guy, but as much of a dick as he probably is, he's pretty much accurate on everything he says. He's so right. He's so right about fans today when he talks about it.
To an extent.
Most of the shit I find myself agreeing with. Like, I don't agree about everything, obviously, but you got to give the man credit. In a way, I guess he knows.
Sometimes I get a little upset with it because he'll play both sides of it.
He does.
And you can tell he takes the corporate side at the end when he's finishing his point.
How do you think Graves come across? Because to me, Corey Graves feels like he's afraid to say too much. Because remember
he's already got in trouble for it.
I was about to say that, like episode 1.
When he made the Shane McMahon comment, how him and AJ Styles does nothing for him.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Shout out to you, Michael.
Yeah.
Look what the show's teaching you. You're like fucking Sean Mooney on the Scoop reporter over here.
I'd use trust me, I'm spending $10 a month on it. I'm fucking watching it.
But yeah, Michael, do you think he comes off as like he's being honest?
He's afraid to give his full on opinion.
It's like, well, yeah, but then he's like stops himself. You know what I mean? But I don't like. We talked about this too.
I love him on commentary. By the way, he's probably the best new commentator I've seen in a long time.
I think Peter Rosenberg. I'm not. I think the way he directs.
I know you don't like him.
Well, technically we can say we're interviewers.
He doesn't have that curly fro.
It's not that I don't like him. I don't like his style. I don't like the way he throws into segues, or he comes off as like this casual geeky fan, just like this we want wrestling type fan, and I just want a touch of class, like Sam Roberts. I wish it was Sam Roberts, but you like him. I don't hate him. Like,
I don't mind him. He just reminds me of that guy that just rolls with the punches, man. And I think he's a good host. I wouldn't like Sam Roberts on there. I think Sam Roberts is a little too business for me. I don't think.
What's the haps, Michael?
I don't think Peter Rosenberg is.
You like that gimmick?
Yeah. No. But I don't think Peter Rosenberg is as business. You know what I mean? Like, he's not afraid to say what he thinks on certain topics. I think Sam Roberts might be on the other side there. So I love the fact that he hosts the show because he gives both guys shit and they give it right back to him. So
yeah, they get some great shot. Like, you got to say that too. Graves and JBL make a great duo when they team up as two heels on somebody because they just destroy them.
The last episode, finally, we got to hear a fucking Byron Saxton insult from JBL. I was wondering how long it would take when Byron Saxton went over to SmackDown, and we finally got to hear one. So I knew it was coming. Byron Saxton just is that guy. He's too vanilla fucking babyface commentator for me. It's
so bad.
Yeah.
It's so fucking bad. But in a way, it's deliberate because that makes him cannon fodder. It makes for comedy. But other than that, Michael, I guess without further ado, it's
Hey, Logan Myers just said Michael is the #1 journalist.
Look at that.
And he said Percy Watkins sucks ass.
We did talk about that on the Cruiserweight show, how much we dislike Percy Watkins. Have you heard him?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Not good.
But I know you like Nigel McGuinness.
We'll be right back on Ring of Honor.
Right back. Yeah.
Oops.
Well, speaking of England, Michael, and Nigel McGuinness, I guess without further ado, it's time for this week's Raw Review. Michael, like we said earlier, Monday Night Raw was live this week in jolly old England, and
I just want to point out one thing. I feel like the phrase "this week's" is taking on a life of its own with you lately. Like, I always wonder how extreme it's going to be week to week.
And you know what?
Like, how long and how extreme it's going to be. Because every week I'm like, I'm waiting for it. As soon as you're getting ready to say it, I'm like, is it going to be a 5-second one? Is it going to be like a 7-second one where he really draws it out? But I like it. It's one of your trademarks. I think you should keep it.
Well, thank you, Michael. You're a doll baby for saying that. Oh, look at that 2-1.
Son of a
2. I lured you right, and I knew it was coming. I was like, just stop talking.
This week's.
And I was going to say, you got a ticket to ride because you get to see me when I say it, and it has taken all over.
You didn't get to see me dancing while that was going on, though. Well, I did the personal trainer dance from Night at the Roxbury. But I'm having one hell of a time.
We got to do stuff like that because, quite frankly, this episode was piss poor lackluster right off the bat. I don't want to spend too much time on this episode.
Gloss through.
This show started off with horribly bad promos by Dean Ambrose walking backstage, talking to quote-unquote Kurt Angle on a phone. I hate watching people fake talk on phones. You know what I mean? God, it's bad.
Especially when you could... It's so obvious. Like, you don't have to repeat everything they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the camera's on you.
But I don't know, man. Talk to Kurt Angle. Apparently, he comes out, makes a promo to kick off the night, said he's the new general manager. Yay! Like, he got a big pop in England.
We got a new guy on the chat. Sorry to cut you off.
God, you're so jacked.
A non-wrestling fan is in this chat right now. Kill Steel Gaming.
Oh, that's my boy Crooked. What's happening? Thank you for joining us.
He wanted to let us know he doesn't know shit about wrestling. He's just here to support Hibiki because he's a fucking boss. Booyah.
Right back at you guys. If you're listening, check out Crooked Steel Gaming on Kill Steel Gaming. Excuse me.
Obviously, Kill Steel Gaming doesn't know me very well, or he'd be calling me the fucking boss.
Well, yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, Dean Ambrose interrupted by the Miz, Michael being the Miz. I mean, Miz didn't do bad at all. It's just what he's given.
Yeah.
But said he got a call from Stephanie McMahon, just the name Stephanie McMahon, because we haven't heard that name on TV in a while.
Mhm.
Got a huge boost from the crowd. Co-general managers, blah 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 blah, bloopity blue. They were also interrupted, Michael, before the segment finished up. And the first match of the night was Finn Balor and The Miz. And it was a good match. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked this match,
Opening
actually.
segment, too. What'd you think?
I thought it was probably the best match of the night, to be honest, for my liking. I like these two in the ring together. I think it's not a coincidence that they keep putting these guys together. I could see this feud maybe down the line for a Universal title. To be honest with you, I could see this. Maybe we could be sitting here a year from now talking about this feud for the Universal title. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think these two guys, their styles were made for each other. To be honest, Miz is more of that in-ring technical guy, and Balor does a lot of the aerial stuff. He's also technical as well.
What did you think the reaction Balor got this week? It's what's going on with that? Like,
well, he hasn't been. It's not like he's been given a prominent role on television. Like a lot of times, it's just, oh, here's Finn Balor. He's back. That's kind of how it's presented to you. In case you forgot, here's Finn Balor. He's going to work a 5-second match with Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, we had Braun Strowman coming down too. Interrupted by, believe it or not,
huh? You didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
No.
Braun!
Yeah.
Interrupted. I didn't know that was a thing too. Now.
God.
You got to warn me of my
what
gimmicks.
What are your trademarks?
I didn't even know that. I got to know about.
Anytime you talk about Braun Strowman for the first time, you always get one of those.
Interrupted by Reigns, who, believe it or not, didn't get a bad reaction. Say what you want, guys. Come at me. Reigns is selling this shit well. I'm liking it. I'm still liking it. Braun straight up challenged Brock Lesnar for Great Balls of Fire or whatever, and I still can't get over the name. But yeah,
can you not say that?
Good segment. Guys hating on this.
Every time you say that, it makes me think of Rodney Dangerfield.
Really?
Yes.
When he's singing
Ladybugs.
in Ladybugs. I have to watch that movie. It's been a long time. I love that.
Every time you say it.
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of.
That just happened. I'm sorry. I apologize for that horrible run.
Hey, Fiona Chu's here. She wants us to know that.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome. That is the other half of Kill Steel Gaming. So welcome.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by. Also, Michael, like I was saying, I'm a fan of what, like, guys that aren't a fan of what Braun and Roman are doing right now yet. I think I fear that after Braun finishes up this feud with Roman, he's gonna. Maybe it's because Roman's so hated, like that's what's making Braun get such good reactions. Like it could be anybody right now.
I would love to see Braun Strowman and Brock work. To be honest with you,
yeah, me too.
I would love to see how they book that.
They need to be
that actually makes me salivate a little bit.
We talked about it before WrestleMania when they had the program, that how they had to be careful. But now, especially since he put that in the promo about Brock, they need to be extra careful. It's like go time with the character Braun Strowman. Now or never.
Yeah.
Pull the fucking trigger, do something. I'm not saying put the title on him, but Christ.
Put him in a main event. You know what I mean? For a title. At least put him in a title match that's not on Raw. I understand that. I also want to point out, now that we have 4 people in the chat right now.
Cool.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Any questions? It doesn't even have to be wrestling related. Don't be afraid to send them. Obviously, as you're coming in the chat, I'm bringing you up, so I will not be afraid to.
Hey, we got some new low-fat yogurt at the store the other day, and it tasted awful. So if you guys had some bad experiences with low-fat yogurt,
whatever questions you might have,
I'll tell you, this was, you say that Balor and Miz were your favorite.
Because, Travis, we are what?
We are live. The most interactive wrestling show on the internet. Michael, this was my favorite part of Raw. Number 1 contenders tag team turmoil match. This may have been the best way I've ever seen, because I can't remember a team that just ran the gauntlet. Did the APA? I feel like it was the APA, if anybody.
Well, I feel the only problem.
I liked it. The
only problem was a little too predictable for me.
How did you feel about Enzo and Cass being dumped out like bags of shit?
That's how they've been booked here the past few weeks. I don't like it. I feel like they're being misused. I feel like they're a little bit underutilized. I feel like aside from the Hardys, these are like your top babyface tag team on the roster, and they made such a big deal about Golden Truth the past couple weeks, and they're just like not giving Enzo and Cass any kind of fucking
Golden Truth with the clutch this week. God, making people wait.
It's been the past couple weeks, and Just what
It's
I
this
thought.
new fixation, and it's like, let's make all these guys that are just cannon fodder. Like 2 months ago, these jobbers. And I don't like to use that word, but let's be honest, these fucking jobbers. Jinder Mahal, like I get it. People want to bitch about not making new stars, but there's so much fucking talent, and you're going with Golden Truth. I mean, and I get the Revival's injured, and who knows what the plans could have been. But I love this tag team turmoil match. Not to spend too much time on it. I'm really, really liking Cesaro and Sheamus' heels, Michael. I think they're handling them really well,
I like them,
and I think they're going over.
Like I said,
because we're supposed to get Broken Matt soon.
My only
Apparently,
problem with this
allegedly.
was it's a little too predictable. When you're going to make this match out of nowhere and you already have a feud established with the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus, it was kind of assumed for me, okay, well, Cesaro and Sheamus are going to win this match to continue the feud because they just turned heel on them.
Right.
It would have only made sense for that, which is what happened. So I did like the way it was booked with them running the gauntlet. I thought it was great that they used the Good Brothers in a good fashion. They didn't job out the Good Brothers to
Put up a good
Cesaro.
fight.
Yes. And,
hell of a fight, actually. That was a stiff little segment with those teams. I liked it.
I like those teams working together. I think that they've worked together in the past, obviously.
Yeah.
Cesaro and Sheamus lost the belts to them. But I enjoy it much better when they're both heels for some reason, which we're probably not going to see a whole lot of.
Oh, it's Sheamus.
Just old school wrestling psychology. You're not going to have heel versus heel very often. But I did enjoy. That was probably my favorite part of the whole tag team turmoil was those two teams working together.
You know what's really weird? This is like the third or fourth show in a row we've covered now where Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe had a match that wasn't, once again, ever match of the night. It started off with Rollins attacking Joe backstage, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was a little switch.
It was well done. But that led to a match, and I'm going to be honest, not a bad match, a good match, but totally forgettable. For one, it was in England. This is one of those
schmoz finish, which was good for the rivalry.
Shout out to our UK fans and our new correspondent, Matt Tennant, for the UK show. Welcome to Slam Pigs, Michael.
Yes. Welcome, Mr. Matt.
But these are just disposable shows. They're for UK fans. They don't really ever mean a lot to storylines. So they're just that's why the ratings took a complete fucking nosedive. The lowest of the year, I heard, I think. Close to it, something like that, Michael. But yeah, this match, you may have saw more of it than I did. I didn't see a lot of it.
First question of the night comes from Logan. He says, Big Cass and Enzo need the titles. They deserve them. Is it time for it to happen? Your thoughts on that, Travis?
You do it before the end of maybe by the end of summer. You get off the Hardys immediately because the nostalgia ride has to end now. They have to go broken route, Matt. They have to. I think they're putting Jeff Hardy on SmackDown. It's just Jeff Hardy because he's going to sell tickets either way.
Well, let's see.
Yes, and you make it. You just keep pushing the fuck out of Cesaro and Sheamus through like maybe SummerSlam or something. Then you get that. You give them the momentum back that the Hardys, no offense, but they stole it at WrestleMania, and they've just deflated Enzo and Cass like we've talked about. So yeah, I do it this year. Still.
Maybe at SummerSlam. Maybe. That's when I would put it on them.
Maybe at the earliest.
Like I said last year at this time, they have to get it on a big pay-per-view.
But I think Cesaro and Sheamus right now need a hell of a strong ride, and people just got to be patient.
Well, I mean, from here to August, you have a good bit of time.
What would you do, Michael?
So I agree with you. I would put it on them at SummerSlam. Let's see, we're in May. You got 3 months till SummerSlam. Get it done. You got plenty of time to promote a rivalry between the two.
Yeah.
I feel like Cesaro and Sheamus should win the belts here at this next pay-per-view to go ahead and establish the Broken Matt Hardy shit.
Yeah.
And to keep Sheamus and Cesaro rolling, they get a couple title defenses in between, and then finally Enzo and Cass get that title win at SummerSlam. It has to. I hope they don't do it on a small time Raw or like a stupid pay per view. It has to be done on a big pay per view.
And don't blow their fucking loads in a month and rush it. Come on.
Don't fucking take it off of them in a month either.
Here's another probably one of your favorite parts of Raw. Mickey James getting a little one-on-one action. Your favorite wrestler in the women's division going on against the incredible Alexa Bliss. You know what? Good match. Not a bad match. What did you think of Mickey this go round? I know you haven't been a big fan of her.
Mickey and Alexa, they have chemistry together. I've never been a hater of Mickey's work. I just don't like her look. That's my big problem.
Yeah. Well, Michael,
she's old. Okay. I thought Alexa did it perfectly last week when she compared her to May and Moolah.
I mean, she doesn't look old to me. I think
she does.
Looks completely
she
fine.
looks old compared to the rest of the girls. She looks old. She looks old as fuck. She looks like she could be a couple of those girls' moms. You know what I mean?
At least like their older sister.
She looks like she could be Alexa Bliss's mom.
Their older, settled down sister with a mortgage and 3 kids and soccer practice to get to after work. God. She's got to rush around and get dinner ready and
get a new outfit. Dude.
And here's something to
stop showing your old belly. I know it's in great shape.
All right,
but your belly button looks old.
Will you be serious? Let's move it along. But from Mickey James,
it looks like an old belly button.
I don't know what I'd rather talk about: middle-aged belly buttons or what they closed the show with. Michael Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, in a typical fucking Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt match. I don't even want to cover it. I don't even want to fucking cover it.
I'd seen this match.
I just don't want to talk about this match.
I'd seen this match before with these two guys. I knew it was going to be and that's what we got. Shame for Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose, he's supposed to be being built as like the main attraction on Raw here lately because, of course, you have a part-time guy with the Universal title, and he doesn't ever have to defend it, evidently.
This sudden fixation on the Raw brand for the past couple weeks of making the IC title so relevant and like the top title. What has been your whole take before we wrap up Raw on how they're handling it so far?
Well, I'm going to answer your question with a question. How do you feel about them pulling an audible with making the IC title match between Dean Ambrose and The Miz next week on Raw instead of at the pay-per-view?
I thought it was this coming week on Raw. I thought that...
No, it was kind of assumed that when The Miz won the number 1 contender match, that it would be at the pay-per-view. But they announced this week on Raw that the actual title match would happen next week on Raw. I guess it's supposed to get ratings because...
It's no offense, I know you're a big Miz fan. Nothing with The Miz in it is going to get ratings right now. I'm sorry, unless he's in there with the fucking Rock. It's just not. They haven't made him that... I hate to be that guy again. They haven't made him that relevant or important as a top guy where he's must-see TV. I know in the past...
It's his gimmick. He is must-see TV.
It's not working because...
He's Miz TV.
The Miz was a huge part of Raw this week. He was throughout the entire show as a co-GM, almost lowest ratings of the year, if not lowest ratings of the year. I mean, the numbers don't lie, and I hate to be that guy because, yes, he has rejuvenated himself in the last year. He's converted me, as I've admitted. You've converted me. I come around on the Miz completely.
You're a Miz believer.
I wouldn't go that far. I like him. I like what he's doing, but let's just be honest. He's not setting the world on fire. And Dean Ambrose, for fuck's sake, is not setting the world on fire. I know like a year and a half, 2 years ago, he was like one of the top merch guys, but my, how times have changed. Just simple little booking things can change a guy's career.
You don't like his wife beater, do you? You don't?
I'd rather see him in his wife beater than his undies in FCW. I'll say that.
You didn't like it.
Michael, what would you grade this week's Jolly Out edition of
C-.
Monday Night Raw? I totally agree. Completely 100%. Same fucking grade for me.
It was a wet fart.
I guess they were good. Like I said, the tag team turmoil match. Go out of your way to see it, I guess.
Tag team turmoil match / Miz versus Balor.
Slash is in it?
Yeah.
Like from Turtles or
Slash,
Guns N' Roses?
Alongside Miz versus Balor.
Did you see that fucking guy in NXT, Kona Reeves, by the way? And that, what's that new flamboyant guy that's showing vignettes?
I haven't seen Dylan Miley either.
Yeah, where's he been?
Yeah,
just touch on NXT real quick.
Yeah, we were all excited about him. He looked like $1 million, and then they just
hands of stone, Dylan Miley.
They haven't put him on TV since.
They just need to give him Ronnie Garvin's gimmick as rugged Dylan Miley.
Because
a fucking towel.
You heard his fucking knee or something? That knee that was all braced up. Like, I thought he was.
Well, that didn't take long, did it, Michael?
I thought he was going to be a fucking $1 million.
You know, we didn't even touch on because we're fucking idiots. The entire Raw coverage. Let's just do it for 2 seconds. It's old news by now. Braun Strowman's shoulder injury. Apparently, the way that he
tore his rotator cuff.
Apparently, they've written him off television because of the way he ended with Reigns this week, leaving into the audience. So we'll see if he's back on a Raw. I don't know if he's advertised or not, but yeah, because we just haven't recorded in time, guys, to cover him hurting his shoulder.
I didn't like the way that they talked about it. This is the first time we've ever seen Braun run away. No, it's not.
No, he ran into fucking boxes the other fucking week.
He was just called a pussy a few weeks ago for getting out of the ring against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time you've ever seen Braun Strowman back down. You know what I mean? It's like we're not fucking stupid. We watch the show every week, okay? Quit treating us like we're fucking idiots.
Do you want to do promo break for the first time live before we go to SmackDown, or you just want to go right through it? Think you can hack it?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Well,
I mean, we can take a 5-minute break. I could use another beer.
Anybody, you want to hear Ronnie Garvin promo?
Ew. Why would you ever say that?
You got anybody in mind, Michael, for a promo? Who's tickling your fancy this week? We haven't had one of these in a long time, I feel like a month.
We've never done this on a live show.
Well, let's break the chair. It's Papa Hyman.
I want a British Bulldog promo. In your house.
Jesus Christ. A certain year Bulldog or... Like, I don't know if I could find the exact, but I'll do my best. What about, I'm glad I'm a Bulldog?
No.
That was like
too short.
Southern.
It's like 10 seconds. I want to hear Jim Cornette with the British Bulldog. And in your house.
I don't know if I can access something like a genie that on the fly live, but I'm doing my best. There's no Cornette, but guys, yes, there is Cornette. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
On the Slam Pigs podcast.
Don't you ever tell me that again.
Big Daddy Cool, I've just proved to all these peons out here that you're a coward, just like everybody else in the United States of America. Well, I've left your lane 3 times, but it's just a week away. You're not going to have Shawn Michaels. Big Daddy Cool, you're going down to the hands of the British Bulldog.
British Bulldog was jacked. But you know what? He had a pretty jacked up promo on Vader. Let's check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to WCW Saturday Night, and standing with me, the man who asked for one more chance at WCW Heavyweight Champion, Big Van Vader and Davey Boy. I gotta be honest with you. I think you're crazy to want one more chance with this guy.
Well, you know, Jesse Ventura, the British Bulldog, he's crazy. This is one crazy British Bulldog. You see me, Jesse. You see the weight I can push in the ring. You see the way I can pick up Big Van Vader. Well, this Wednesday night, August the 18th, at the Clash of the Champions at Daytona Beach, just take one look, Big Van Vader, because you're looking at the next WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Take that to the bank, Big Van Vader.
There you got it. Davey Boy Smith Blunt ready, and he's waiting for Vader. You know what?
Dead air. We're getting your Piper goddamn promo. Calm your tits, Logan. Christ. Give me a second. I'm not a professional disc jockey. All right. Dick jokes with Roddy Piper.
All right, fans, my guest at this time is the very controversial host of Piper's Pit. He is from Glasgow, Scotland. His name, Howard, just a second. How could you hand me that chair? Roddy Piper, I kind of appreciate the way that you do business on Piper's Pit.
Well,
and I thought...
well, let me grab a chair of my own here.
Well, sure. We'll sit down.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, don't kill a good thing here, Howard.
I just thought I'd come around, say hi, and see if you had anything on your mind for a change. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do. But you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to be a nice guy. I'm not going to insult you.
Who's this? Junkyard dog. Giraffe. You're not going to insult me. Okay, then
You know,
that nice
Roddy, I'd like to have you tell me about Glasgow. I hear so many good things about Glasgow, Scotland.
Okay, I'll tell you about Glasgow. They have filthy rivers. They have nasty, nasty countryside. They have horrible, horrible people. That's why I left. Now tell me about Poland.
Well, what would you like to know about Poland?
Why did you leave?
Well, let's forget that. I'm going to ask you. This is not Piper's Pit.
No,
I'm the host of this. You know, one thing though that I would like to discuss with you is maybe a sore subject. Is a gentleman by the name of...
I know Hot Rod's been tired lately. Go ahead, I don't mind.
Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Wonderful,
Yeah.
Paul Orndorff.
Oh, Mr. Wonderful.
All of a sudden, now I get a rise out of you. After we talked about your house, now I get a rise out of you.
It's hard to get a rise from me. Mr. Wonderful.
I've heard.
Mr. Wonderful, you heard it. He's wonderful. You've been talking to the apes and the giraffes and chimpanzees again, haven't you? Mr. Wonderful, I think to myself, sometimes late at night I'll lay back in my bed. I'll close my eyes. He won't even cross my mind. Not a damn thing about him. The other day, though, I was in a store. People were talking, never mentioned his name.
Are you starting to lose your hair?
Am I what?
Well, I see you've got a little receding hairline there.
You'd be an expert at it, wouldn't you? I mean, you would know if someone was starting to lose their hair, wouldn't you? Tell me something. Did you start to lose your hair on the top of your head all over?
Yes, well, not actually all over.
Not actually all over, no.
Just on the top of my head.
Just on the top of your head. That just comes with time. Now, Orndorff, he's got lots of hair. If you're looking at him from the north end going south, he's got plenty of hair. Nice hair down his back, along his legs.
Excuse me, pal.
Hi.
And we're back. Michael had a little bit of everything. Had some Piper with a great classic promo. Thank you, Logan, in the chat for the request of Roddy Piper. We are back. Michael showed me a little hot scoop, little news tidbit about Alberto El Patron and Paige. What's up with that?
Evidently, they were robbed. Well, Paige was robbed. Evidently, they were in a hotel room this past week, and Paige's wedding ring or engagement ring, whatever it was stolen from the hotel room.
Shit. Wow.
They should have videotaped it, I guess. That she likes to videotape things.
Will you be serious? So how did I set myself up for that so
Just
bad?
saying. I mean, they could have caught the burglar while they were fucking or something.
So do you think they just made this up for attention, like they do
Del
everything
Rio
else?
went ahead and bought her another ring right there. So she went to Twitter explaining how heartfelt she felt about the new ring.
My God.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. It's been nothing but look at us. Look at how edgy.
I think it's funny. She posted on Twitter.
It's always something.
After a year, I still get butterflies for my man. It's only been a year, bitch. Like Christ.
All right. Let's move on. Without further ado, let's move the train.
Christ.
Let's go back overseas. It's time for this week's SmackDown Live review.
After a year was like
SmackDown Live, another England show to talk about. Back to back with Monday Night Raw. Michael kicking off this week with we're set up for a 6-man tag. Did Teddy Long, is he the GM again?
No.
Tag match player. Yeah, we got AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn. Promos galore in this. Going up against Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Baron Corbin. Michael, let's gloss over SmackDown too, because quite frankly, not a great show. The best part for me was probably Breezango. Their little detective role backstage. Once again,
one thing I will praise SmackDown for, I feel like there's more contenders on SmackDown than there are on Raw.
We're making an effort to make new contenders.
It's like they're like all 6 of these guys that they had in the 6-man tag are like have been booked, as real contenders. So
that's also what the benefits of having just a 2-hour show, like we've said time and time again. You got to fit guys in more. You got to scramble to get guys on TV more because you have less time to work with. So that's always a plus. It's
I agree.
Great match. Great 6-man match. Of course, Jinder Mahal though. the Maharaja Miracle, or whatever JBL calls him. Michael, looking strong as usual, squeaking out the win in the end. What do you think?
I don't like it. Anytime Jinder Mahal is on
It's
television,
very elaborate.
I think it's been it's been brought up. I don't know how many times on this show. Anytime
Well,
I see
it's another week to see how they did it on television. It
anytime
might
I
have
s-
converted you. Who
anytime I
knows?
see Jinder Mahal on television, I change the channel. It's just
Yeah.
the way it works for me. I'm sorry. It's never going to change. I don't care if he's the champion or not, or in a title match. Anytime he's on television, it just makes me want to change the channel, especially when he starts talking. It's just awful.
So is
I
there
don't know what's worse, his promos or his in-ring work.
his promos? His finisher is worse than both of those.
It's close for me.
They should make a drinking game, like, at this point, of how many times JBL says the Maharaji or whatever his
Yeah.
name is. Like, it was like 12 times or something. Yeah, he gets the win. Going into Backlash, we're going to springboard when we're done with SmackDown into our quick little predictions, then wrap it up. But yeah, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, they had a match, which seems like for the millionth time in the course of
They
their
had a
career.
match.
Eric Rowan getting the win, Michael. Now, of course, I'm a huge Harper guy. I got into a little chit chat with our buddy Grapplevision, and on his stream, I popped in. I brought up Luke Harper, how big of a fan. Basically, I think age is being his worst enemy. I think that's what's going to hold him back and how he's booked in their eyes. They're going to think he may be a liability,
spot.
maybe the damaged goods type thing.
They don't
Well,
like
he's
the
got
bald
the man
spot.
bun to cover it up now. That's not an issue anymore. He's changed his clothes. He panders
Wears a
to the
different
crowd.
color wife beater. What is it with the WWE and wife beaters nowadays?
It is still kind of
You got-
weird.
how many guys are wearing wife beaters
Yeah.
now? It's like, Jesus.
I'm surprised Almas doesn't wrestle in one. Honestly, it seems like he would of all guys.
He's too classy for that.
It's still weird to see Luke Harper pander to a crowd as a babyface.
Yeah.
I really got to wear those pants on and see how they fit for a while. Other than that, a nothing match. Michael, what do you
It sucked.
think?
To be honest.
They're giving you so much to
I'm
work
sorry,
with.
Eric Roman's awful.
Well, maybe this will give you the most to work with on SmackDown this week. Dolph Ziggler calling out Shinsuke Nakamura. This led to the perpetual beatdown to Shinsuke Nakamura, which was they had to do this at least 1 week to make Dolph look strong. Now, the biggest thing I've heard, everyone's either two sides of the fence. They need to have either, like Peter Rosenberg said, he wanted to see Shinsuke on SmackDown. JBL disagreed. I believe in the philosophy of JBL, like to build it up, make people wait. He's a special attraction. What do you think, Mike?
I agree. The way he's been booked, he has to be built as a special attraction. For Christ's sake, he's on the fucking Backlash poster as like a fucking
His cock too,
like he's
spread
yeah,
eagle right there, and there's like glitter coming out of it.
They're
and
building him as a
Japanese fireworks.
They're building him as a Jackie Chan movie, basically. So it's like, well, yeah, I don't want to see this guy wrestle unless I have to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to build him up as. Is like, I don't want to. This isn't a good comparison stature wise, but they're building him up as like the Brock Lesnar of SmackDown. You know what I mean? Where he doesn't wrestle much, but he comes on the show.
Yeah.
My
And he should be booked that
my
way.
biggest problem with him is more is less with him on a microphone. Which
Yeah.
maybe he needs a mouthpiece like Brock Lesnar has. I think that would be great for him. But as a babyface, having a manager doesn't usually go well.
Yeah.
And so many people love this guy. That's the only problem that you run into with that.
Yeah. I think another thing with Shinsuke Nakamura I noticed. You remember like his newest T-shirt? It looks like two arrows.
Yeah.
And he cut the sleeves off, and it kind of looked terrible, like a woman's shirt. They did put him back in his jacket, so maybe they noticed what I did, like it wasn't becoming. He looks so much like more badass in that jacket, I would say. But yeah, I'm excited for the match. Like we said, we'll cover it here in a little bit.
I think it's going to be a great match. I mean, we all know Dolph Ziggler can go.
Yeah.
He has. My only problem with this is the first guy you're going to book him with, and once again, when's the last time Dolph Ziggler has been relevant?
This is where he's at in his career now, though. This is exactly where Ziggler was at. Michael, Becky Lynch and Natalya had a match. We have not talked about this. The name of the faction is called the Welcoming Committee. What the fuck do you think about all that? Because I don't even think I've asked you that off air.
I agree with what they said on Bring It to the Table. I think it feels like three people that were thrown together that made no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have this cocky Staten Island hip hop girl with Tamina, who's like supposed to be like silent killer type,
This is
Mixed
how
with
Nia Jax should be, not
mixed with
talking.
mixed with the bland technical talent, which is Natalia. So it's
And Ellsworth. Make it the 4 horsewomen. Call it Ellsworth.
well, that was funny. That was probably my favorite.
That
part.
was like instant meme
Yeah.
when that episode aired. Everyone said that at the same time.
I guess it.
It's like everyone flushing a toilet
I
across
mean,
the
if
world
you
at the
think
same
about
time.
it's kind of similar to the New Day, but it's the New Day's so outspoken.
They come off a screen
Yes.
more. They register
Yes.
more to
And these three are just like you can tell they have no business being a group. It doesn't do anything for me. It's
Well, maybe this match will make it even more hot. And then we'll finish this.
Hey, Logan wants to know how we feel about Funaki managing Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm not responding to that question.
He said Funaki managing him?
You know what?
Is he going to be Kung Funaki?
I can't believe I have not told you this. Yesterday, or the day before, I apologize, Logan, if it was Friday or Saturday, was Logan's 21st birthday, and I know he got drunk. So shout out to you. I texted him happy birthday.
Like the first time? Or?
I guess. But you
First
want to
time
wish him
drinking,
a
or-
happy belated, Michael?
Happy birthday, Logan.
It's just fun to picture Logan drunk and raising a ruckus. And
Well, I mean, if I'd
starting
known
a
he had
riot.
a birthday coming up, I might have could have done something because I am the drinker of the show.
Think you ever pop on a cruise control?
Think you could ever hang with me drinking?
Who, me?
Logan.
No, I don't even think the Sandman could hang with you drinking. Michael, Breezango, and the Ascension, your 2 favorite teams.
I do like them, actually. I do like
You were
both
really
teams.
like as soon as I brought up what'd you think of SmackDown this week, we're like, well, Breezango had a hell of a match. So
I
go
love-
ahead.
I
I know
love
you're
the
done.
match.
Is this your match of the week?
It was my match of the week.
No
for both
fucking
shows.
way. Don't
Yes.
give me. Oh my god.
Did you not watch it?
I did. Over the tag team turmoil match.
Yes. You didn't like this?
I just watched it right now. And
I thought these two teams were meant for each other as well. Like these two teams together were fucking magic. It was a clean match. I thought it was a good story.
Yeah.
And Breezango is fucking red hot.
I
right
just
now.
can't believe we're having this conversation. Like 6 months ago, a year ago, on this show, like to where
But the way they've been booked,
your match of the week.
they're getting
fucking-
they're getting a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
to
get
actually like as
I'm
opposed
just trying
to
to hold
gender.
it together.
People, I don't want people to call me a hypocrite, but as opposed to gender, these people are actually taking this opportunity and running with it.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the Ascension because they haven't really been given a big chance. But Breezango, I feel really good for them because these are two guys that can work. They're entertaining on a microphone. They have personalities, especially Tyler Breeze.
Well, now they're getting a chance to show.
Tyler Breeze is one of those guys that's worked his ass off to get there. And I feel great for a guy like that who spent so much time in NXT.
Well, not only that, he was so over in NXT, and I liked his character in NXT. It was so good, but
I knew it wouldn't translate to the main roster. I think I called that.
For forever now, I've heard the rumor why he was buried on the main roster is like he didn't make a tour or something because he called out sick or something. I hope that's not true because that's fucking sad to hinder a guy that talented over something so petty.
I don't think that would have had anything to do with it. That gimmick.
I don't know why though. Like they didn't even give him a chance out of the gate. You know what I mean, Michael?
I don't think that gimmick ever would have gotten over on the main roster. I think I brought that up when he was first brought to the main roster.
They're proving that theory kind of wrong now, I guess, because he's kind of the same gimmick, just with like a cop hat, and he's more of a comedy guy now, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's entertaining. You know what I mean?
I loved his song in NXT, his theme music, where he sang his own music like Sean did. But
yeah, it's just. I like this because it is funny.
It's different.
And it's entertaining.
And us on this show, we're always a big fan of guys, no matter who they are. Even Jinder Mahal at first, we're happy to see guys get a chance.
Yeah.
Like we gave Jinder a chance, and he's flopping. So, you win some, you lose some.
I don't think I ever gave him a chance because I knew what was going to happen.
We're gonna wrap it up here, Michael. We're going to speak giving Jinder a chance. We're predictions. It's coming right here in a second. Michael, what did you think of SmackDown this week? Overall grade.
Give it a C. Maybe a C+. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as Raw.
Same. We are right on the same page this week across the board. C for me. Not even a C+. I didn't think it deserved it. I didn't actually like the Nakamura segment, and I haven't been liking him at all.
I don't like the way he's being... I don't like the way he's being portrayed.
Should have been Miz. Hashtag should have been Miz when he first debuted. I was excited for that feud.
Would have been perfect.
Miz has so much material to work with. Could you imagine if that's... I don't like Miz on Raw either. Like, I know you were excited about it either. He should have stayed. He should have stayed.
Well, you got to give it a minute.
Ambrose is actually wearing on me. Is actually fitting on Raw.
I don't
want
to see him work with Ambrose again because that's what we saw on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it hasn't been a while either. It's not like something that they did a year ago. No, it's something they just did 2 months ago. So, I mean, Ambrose beat The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. That's why he has it.
Yeah.
So now you put them both on Raw, and you're going to basically do the same thing over again. Basically, The Miz is going to take it back on Raw, and then they're gonna have the match at the pay-per-view, and Ambrose is going to get it back at the pay-per-view. I can tell you that's exactly what's going to happen.
It's going to be even Steven. Everybody's favorite booking, Michael.
50-50.
Get some 50-50 here.
I could just see Vince back there. Well, you won last week. It's his turn.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't want him to lose any steam, pal.
Yeah.
He just got over here to the Raw brand. Well, Michael, let's get into this
Logan said, by the way, he did not get drunk.
Oh.
What kind of fucking man are you on your
You could have at least lied and told
My
us you did.
21st birthday, I don't even remember half of it.
Christ.
You were there with me on that, and I don't even remember half of it.
You were not there with
You were almost as drunk as me.
I do remember. I remember leaving and ending up in a random bar, but you were not there for mine. You know who was? Shout out to Tannen for the reset, but I ended up in a puddle in the rain.
Well, I wasn't old enough to go.
I had those DOS
You're
boots
older than I am.
from the German place. We're not going to mention the name.
You were 21. I was still in high school.
Let's get into this month's pay-per-view review. I didn't mean to do that.
Same fucking song.
Well, we got crowd music. Let's just cut.
If we're doing a SmackDown pay-per-view, I guess we're using SmackDown music.
Michael Backlash is this Sunday. Michael, now it's speculated it's going to be Harper and Rowan on the pre-show. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it.
Again?
Yeah. Naomi and Becky Lynch and Charlotte taking on Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina.
Can you say heel turn?
6-lady tag. Now, you said from day one that it's going to be a swerve and Charlotte is going to be leading this stable of women as a heel again. Do you still believe that, obviously?
Absolutely.
I think they're going to be dummies and keep booking her like babyface. So we'll see.
Stupid.
Are you actually coming over this month, by the way, to watch it? Get off your recliner. I know it's comfy.
But I paid for it. Why can't I watch it at my house?
Because
I'm going to watch it at your house. Why don't you come to my house and watch it?
This doesn't make sense because you end up here.
Because you love your couch. I love my recliner.
Let's get the littler ones out of the way. Shout out to you guys, by the way, for the newest top three. Top three feuds. Glad you guys liked it. Got a lot of good feedback. Top three littlest legs. I really think we should do that.
Dolph Ziggler's definitely a
Jushin Liger. The Usos and Breezango. Breezango's moment of glory. Their big chance. Michael, have you been this excited since Heath Slater and Rhino got a shot at the gold and won?
I have not.
I know you're so excited for this match. So excited.
The only thing that really makes me sad is I don't think Breezango is going to go over here. Just because the Usos just won the
got
belts.
him back, yeah.
The only thing that maybe makes me question that is we haven't seen much of the Usos since they won the belts.
That's what makes me think they're going to win, though, that we haven't seen a lot.
But the Usos aren't all that entertaining. So that's, it's the Usos. I like them better as heels, but they still, on a microphone, don't scream entertainment to me like a product. I could see Breezango winning the belts because I think Breezango could sell a ton of merch.
I agree, but unfortunately, I think WWE's looking at this as, well, you did a good job on the Southpaw. Good job, pal. It's kind of like a little favor. We'll get you over for a month to make you relevant. I don't think they're going to win the belts, but you do, so that's interesting.
Well, I don't think I believe I said I don't think they're going to win.
So we both think we don't. You guys can hold us. We don't think they're going to win.
I got the Ugos. The Uggos.
United States Championship. Kevin Owens, the new face of America, versus AJ Styles.
Kevin Owens.
I agree. I think that
this gimmick has been pushed, and he's already lost it to Jericho. I think they're going to do this new face of America thing. It's got to run on. I don't think it does any good for AJ Styles to win the United States title. I could see this feud going on for more time. I think that's what it's basically going to do.
Unfortunately, because these guys deserve so much better.
Something to do.
Yeah.
I could see Sami Zayn winning it from Owens down the line, and then that transports into Owens and getting into that main event pick.
Sleeping just the fact that it's so obvious Nakamura's going to win in this debut that people are sleeping on how good of a match I think it's going to be. And this is going to be my prediction for match of the night. So we'll see who has the better match.
It's expected to be that, which sucks because of Shinsuke's build-up.
Yeah.
And he hasn't worked. So this is this has big expectations. I think this has a lot to do with how they book Shinsuke in the future. I think they're looking to see how he delivers on a pay-per-view against a top-notch talent.
There was a promo picture or something leak for an upcoming tour where it's booked as Kevin Owens defending the title against Nakamura, the U.S. title, in like a month or so. So maybe that's where they're going. Storyline leaks. Who knows? Here he comes to ruin a pay-per-view. Jinder Mahal getting his first ever
I thought
shot.
you were going to say Aiden English because you were singing.
I would rather it be Aiden English challenging for the WWE title than Randy Orton because at least Aiden English entertains me. Michael, we all know this match.
No Zane Corbin match in this?
For anyone that's been living under a rock, Jinder Mahal won a six-pack challenge to earn the title shot. It's been nothing but a fucking train wreck online with people losing their goddamn minds ever since they've gone with Jinder Mahal of all people. Michael, I'm gonna let you take it first this time on your prediction.
I got Jinder Mahal.
Are you serious? Or is that a Michael?
I'm serious.
Okay.
As much as I hate it, I think they're going to put the belt on him for some fucking reason. They've spent all this time now, like week after week after week after week.
Yeah.
I think this week on SmackDown, you're going to see finally Jinder Mahal get fucking the best. Well, him get beat up, you know what I mean? By Orton in some fashion, which is supposed to make you question it at the pay-per-view. A lot of people are questioning it anyway. Like, Jinder Mahal, can you really see him as champion?
Yeah.
It's something I could see WWE doing, to be honest with you.
People forget Great Khali's been the world champion. Worst things have happened.
I think just because you have it. How many good?
For Christ's sakes, Vince McMahon's been a WWE
How many good
champion.
heels do you have to work with Orton for the title on SmackDown?
I also am going to predict Jinder, Michael. Believe it or not.
That's the biggest reason why I'm picking Jinder because he's a heel, and I just see there's more people for him to work with the title than there would be for Orton to work with as a babyface.
I agree, and I also think it's that time of the year when they always got newer guys pushes every fucking year. This happens. I also think Jinder may or may not be depending, and I don't think it's a great idea, but this era's version of JBL, like the rich, powerful, he has like a stable of guys like JBL did.
Well, because of their big following in India as well.
And they put the shock title win on JBL in a month from Eddie Guerrero. They shocked the world with JBL, and I think that's what we're getting.
Well, and also I don't think